Donald Trump met with Vladimir Putin this week in Helsinki at a joint press conference with the now famous quote, "Mr. Putin, don't tear down this wall." Welcome to United States of Europe, where we try to make fun of Europe the American way, but the Americans keep coming over here and stealing the show. So, here we go with my favorite 10 jokes from around the internet about the Trump-Putin summit, some definitely not suitable for work. With Trump initiating the Helsinki summit, some say Putin won just by showing up, but that's not quite true. More like Putin won before showing up, as the day before, Trump said the European Union is a foe of the United States. Putin was like, bottoms up. In fact, Europe is now starting to realize that being friends with Donald Trump is really not an option. With Trump, it's not friends and enemies, but fans and enemies. So it must be difficult for Trump, who is clearly trying to make Putin a fan when the rest of the United States government is telling him pretty clearly, yeah, that guy's a foe. Luckily, Trump found the perfect balance by meeting with Putin and basically siding with the Kremlin over the US government. Yes, even Fox News had a hard time defending him then. And one prominent Republican wonders, if it's fans and enemies, who's the fan exactly?
I mean, you stood there like a little wet noodle, like a little fanboy. I just saw your press conference with President Putin, and it was embarrassing.
Speaking of embarrassing, Arnold, you're in film, really? You held the phone portrait style? I'm not a director. You couldn't shave before this video? Or, I don't know, maybe he needs to keep the beard for some project he's working on, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, homeless man. In fact, Arnold, I can't even give you a ding on this one. Instead, I have to go with an update to the classic meme, cheating boyfriend. Or the Game of Thrones reference, go ahead and tell them your name. My name is Reek. At least Trump got a football out of the deal, not to be confused with the nuclear football, which is the one Trump basically gave to Putin. In fact, actually Russia did win the World Cup. Now there are plenty of memes made of Putin owning Trump, puppeting Trump, parenting Trump, but this is the one that tickles me most. And I agree, we don't need more Trump is gay for Putin jokes, so for this one, just focus on the Republican hypocrisy in the front. And I think even my gay friends would find this one just too cute. This one has the Avengers saying, I spoke to Thanos, he said he didn't do it, and that's pretty good, but it's not quite hitting that treasonous angle I was looking for. George Bush saying, well, I spoke to Osama, he says he didn't do it. Nailed it. And speaking of the Avengers, Samuel L. Jackson is being Samuel L. Jackson when he says, this MF has got to go. Even Norman Rockwell seems to have given up on Trump. Or, to put it in the art of the deal terms, Trump has literally given away the shop. But it turns out no one hates Donald Trump quite as much as his hometown of New York. You may remember Trump bragging during the campaign that he could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and he wouldn't lose any voters. With that in mind, the New York Daily News puts it like this. Wow! I can't wait to see how they make this Hillary's fault.
Newsroom, it's a newsroom. Listen to the sound of the newsroom. Anything can happen in a newsroom. News, 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 news.